Virgos, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a look at what your spiritual team wants to say to you at the moment. Of course, any information that you may be looking for in terms of booking a reading with me, I will have below. And if you would like to see future readings from me, you're not already subscribed, I feel like I resonate, definitely feel free to subscribe. We're going to pull some cards from this deck, and then we're going to go into these two decks back here, okay? But we have, as the first card, prepare to be astounded. The back of this card says, send them love, wish them peace, send them happy, or see them happy, excuse me, everyone, always, forever, and prepare to be astounded, the universe. Oh, it says, P.S. Oh man, and will you ever become a big time manifester? So I think with this card, your spiritual team wants you to know that there's some beautiful stuff that you guys are bringing into existence for yourself. The energy here gives, you've been manifesting, you've been praying hard, you've been setting your intentions for whatever this may be, and you're definitely about to be surprised in the fact that it actually does come to be. So keep pouring your attention and intention into whatever this may be, because yeah, things are definitely brewing. Okay, prepare to be astounded. It says forgive yourself. Ooh, some of you have been beating yourself up for things that have nothing to do with you personally, like especially when it comes to how other people may have treated you. You could be beating yourself up in regards to that, or you could be beating yourself up in regards to just circumstances that you have no control over. And it's important that you are allowing yourself to release that guilt. You may have even separated yourself from spaces that you felt unsafe in, and maybe beating yourself up in regards to that, or beating yourself up for opportunities you feel like you may have missed out on. But none of that is necessarily true, because if it's meant for you, it will be. And we can't beat ourselves up for a version of ourselves that didn't have certain insights that we have now. Hindsight is always 20/20 vision for us. Like, after things happen, of course, we can then pick a situation apart and feel like now we have clarity and understanding on what to do. But when we're in the midst of it, we only can navigate our situation based off of how we know how to. So you can't beat yourself up for that. And with things that literally have no control, or you have no control over, you can't accept fault for that. So how someone else treats you is not indicative of you, you know? Now it's a matter of what you do to make sure that you don't keep that energy around you. That is important. But yes, we also have lead by example. Some of you guys are meant to be sharing your story, sharing your lessons, your wisdom with other people, because you could be an example in ways that could help a lot of people out, especially if you have, survived addiction, or you survived, certain types of relationships. I can't, say the word on here, but you've been through, maybe relationships that weren't necessarily the most safe, or you have gone through stories or lessons that you've been so triumphant in that if you told somebody else that was going through that same issue, you would be a great example to show them that there's another side, or there's light at the end of the tunnel. So don't be afraid if you feel led to do so. It says you are here for a reason. Yes, this is another confirmation card that your life may be a testament. Your life may be, for someone else, a sign of hope in ways that you may not even understand. Have inspired others. Bring it. Your spiritual team is encouraging you to, like, full-fledged pour yourself into your endeavors, okay? Bring all the energy you can muster to show up. Let's keep going. What's the energy coming through for my Virgos at this time? And we're going to pull some tarot cards for you guys as well. We're going to pull about 3 of these. It says, my words have power. The back of this card says, be intentional with everything that you say. Use your words consciously and purposely to elevate, encourage, or inspire yourself and others. Honor the power of words and the actions and manifestations they become. So it's important that you're speaking positivity over your plans, your ideas, and also staying away from people who don't do that. If you're telling people your ideas or your plans and they're quick to shut it down or to cast doubt or to cast negativity, those are not people to share your plans with. If anything, really keep your manifestation plans to yourself, because everyone does not, believe in themselves, so therefore they won't believe in you. And that's just a personal byproduct of people just thinking that if they can't do something, other people can't do it, But also making sure that self-criticism isn't your motivator, where you're using self-criticism as a way for you to navigate your situation. Because you can only, continue being focused or showing up for so long when that is the motivator. It says to truly flourish is to release all tension that holds me back from letting love pour through me. This encouraging message for my Virgos who have wanted to let new love into their life or let love into your life, period, that you can do so. You just have to allow yourself to release any frustrations of the past, or I wish I seen this, or I wish I did this, or I don't want to waste my time narratives to stop you from allowing love or vulnerability to be possible. Because when we're in this energy of feeling like it's, life or death, or this is the outcome I better get, or this doesn't work for me. Whenever we get into those narratives, we're not really choosing love. We're choosing fear and the need to be proven wrong about things being fearful, when that doesn't really allow us to, again, love. It says, by spreading loving energy, I attract more love. There's nothing wrong with being somebody who pours into people with a full cup, and you're, ready to show people love that maybe they never been shown before. It's just knowing in those circumstances where people have not been loved on the way that maybe you love on them, they may not know how to reciprocate. They may not know how to show that love, and it's a slippery slope. It's knowing what certain individuals may need and what they can actually give back. And when you give love to people who have a full cup where they can pour back into you, it doesn't feel so painful. So go towards or allow connections to come into your life where people are emotionally whole and willing to pour into you just as much as you're willing to pour into them. Because there is nothing wrong with wanting to be the way that you are. Some of you have been just kind of beating yourself down in regards to thinking that it is. All right, let's keep going. What are the messages coming through for my Virgos? What are the messages from their spiritual team at this moment? Your spiritual team wants you to know that it's important that you be patient. With the Temperance card and the Eight of Swords, you could be extremely frustrated at this moment because you could be thinking that you're just spinning your wheels. And it's mainly because mentally you could be kind of spinning your wheels in regards to what you feel like you should have done differently, or where you feel like maybe you squander certain opportunities, or there's just certain things emotionally you can't seem to let go. And Spirit is saying, look, be patient with yourself when it comes to, releasing the need to focus on this, but also be patient with yourself in regards to realigning, because a lot of you have been just doing this like self-criticism or this belief that things are just going to be a certain way and there's just no way out. Spirit is also trying to remind you with the Temperance card, like, look, we're supporting you on the back end. We are definitely supporting you on the back end. They just want you to recognize where a lot of your perception is just mental. Like, it's the way that you're seeing it. Because the Five of Cups is a card of, look, you got opportunity. You have opportunity that you just may not be paying attention to because you're kind of caught up in these other 3 cards where there's water spilled, but there's a whole river behind this person, meaning there's so much more opportunity actually that you haven't really missed out on anything. Now with the 6 of Pentacles and also the 4 of Pentacles, your spiritual team wants you to be mindful of, again, kind of what I was saying before I pulled these cards, that there's nothing wrong with being a person that can pour into people and that can, you know, give back and just essentially be a supportive individual for others. Okay, but it's important that you align with people who want to do the same. Or if you are going to pour into people who aren't able to pour back into you the same way, it's recognizing that that is the case. Because we can, you know, it's kind of like feeding the homeless. Not saying that the like people in your life are homeless or anything like that, but it's like feeding the homeless. When you're feeding somebody who needs food or who, you know, maybe in that situation, they're not able to give money or to give back in that scenario. And we know this. Same thing when it comes to love. Sometimes people are emotionally homeless and we can try to pour into them and we could expect them to, hey, you know, pour back into me. And we may not even know, like, look, this person is very shy of being able to do that for themselves. They're not even pouring into themselves emotionally. So this is what I see. I hope that this was helpful and did give you some insight in regards to just the messages your spiritual team wants you to hear at the moment. If you took something from this, definitely thumbs up the video, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.